Whereas the County of San Luis Obispo supports the rights of all citizens to experience equality and freedom from discrimination. And whereas the county honors the history of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and queer LGBTQ+ liberation movement and recognizes that LGBTQ+ individuals have had immeasurable impact to the cultural, civic, and economic successes of our county and nation. And whereas this nation was founded on the principle that every individual has equal dignity, worth, and status, and the County of San Luis Obispo Board of Supervisors calls upon community members to embrace this principle and work to eliminate prejudice everywhere it exists. And whereas Pride Month began as a protest against the profiling and violence of LGBTQ+ people who continue to face these intense struggles to this day. And whereas human beings deserve not only the tools for survival, but also access to the pursuit of equitable health, liberation, and joy. And whereas LGBTQ+ people have historically struggled to find others like themselves in media, community, and commerce, so Pride Month serves as a crucial time of visibility and community. And whereas recognition from one's government is crucial for feeling safe and seen in one's community, and the County of San Luis Obispo is intent on ensuring that everyone in the county feels welcome, safe, and a sense of belonging. And whereas LGBTQ+ people continue to be targeted in legislation across the country, and whereas recognizing and celebrating Pride Month can influence awareness and provides opportunities to engage in dialogues that strengthen alliances, build acceptance, and advance equal rights for all. And whereas Pride Month is a cornerstone of American culture that allows us to lift up our successes while working toward a better, more inclusive and equitable future. Now, therefore, be it resolved and ordered that the Board of Supervisors of the County of San Luis Obispo, State of California, does hereby proclaim the month of June 2025 as Pride Month in the County of San Luis Obispo in support of the LGBTQ+ community.
Good morning, and thank you all for this proclamation and your continued recognition of June as Pride Month here in SLO County. My name is Linnea Valdivia, and I am the program manager for the Gala Pride and Diversity Center here, a nonprofit serving LGBTQ folks in San Luis Obispo County. Across the country, and even here on the Central Coast, LGBTQ+ people are facing renewed efforts to silence our stories and limit our visibility and roll back our rights. That's why proclamations like this one today matter. When our local government chooses to affirm our community, it's not just symbolic. It says that we belong here, that our lives have value, and that our contributions matter. Recognizing the communities that exist within our larger communities are important tools that actually bring us closer together. To those supervisors that voted no in recognizing June 2025 as Pride Month, and indeed anyone wondering why this proclamation is necessary in the first place, I invite you to reflect on this in light of the other proclamations that were voted yes on this morning. In this very same agenda, the county is also recognizing Hunger Awareness Day and Juneteenth. These are not just ceremonial items. They're moments of civic acknowledgement that make a difference. No one hears a Hunger Awareness Day proclamation and feels left out, even if they've never experienced hunger themselves. But we understand as caring communities when there is need, and we respond with empathy. That is what good communities do. At the Gala Pride and Diversity Center, we're working every day to make that vision real. Over the past year, we've expanded our programs to touch more areas of life because we know that LGBTQ people don't live single-issue lives. We're developing initiatives around civic engagement, healthcare access, expanding access to healthcare and resources, and the arts, all aimed at building a more just and vibrant Central Coast community for everyone. This Pride Month, we launched we launched a historical exhibit in partner with the History Center of SLO County, the San Luis Obispo Museum of Art, and the Queer Archive Project, with unprecedented attendance by the public. The exhibit documents the rich and often untold history of queer people in the San Luis Obispo County. And the opening of the exhibit on May 31st saw one of the highest attendance numbers in the museum's history. People are hungry for these kinds of stories and these histories in our community, and partnerships like this and recognition from our county are helping that happen. So thank you again, not just for this proclamation, but for being willing to lead and recognizing our community. Your voices help make this county a safer and more welcoming place for everybody. So thank you and happy Pride.
Yes, thank you. Any further public comment? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board and Supervisor Paulding.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Linnea, for being here today. I proudly support this proclamation. It's a reflection of our commitment to the foundational American values of liberty and justice for all. I'm going to repeat those words: liberty and justice for all, recognizing the dignity, contributions, and equal rights of the LGBTQ plus community as part of our ongoing pursuit of a more inclusive and united society. Can we all work toward that goal? Thank you.
Supervisor Gibson?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to recognize the striking eloquence of your words, Ms. Valdivia, in terms of speaking to the values that are important here. Thank my colleague to my right here for re-emphasizing the essence of why we're doing this today. These are extraordinarily concerning times in a lot of ways, but the rejection of basic human values that's being promoted at the national level disturbs me considerably, and to me this proclamation today is a statement in support of basic human decency and human values. And so I thank you for the work that you're doing. I thank you for being here to receive it, and I wish you a happy Pride Month.
Thank you. Very good. I will add my comments, and first I want to congratulate you on a really successful weekend. I saw all sorts of things going on, and it looks like you had just a really great weekend, first at the downtown here at the Mission, and then at the park in Meadow Park, and just a lot of information, a lot of folks, a lot of families, a lot of corporations. I know PG&E had a booth. You know, it's just really recognizing the importance and the contribution of our LGBTQ plus community here in San Luis Obispo County. You give so much in all different ways. And I think it was notable what you talked about at the History Museum, about the people coming out and the support that you give the food bank and support that you give, you know, different nonprofits. And I also want to say we support our employees too here at the county who are LGBTQ plus. And we just really appreciate, and we're happy to have this day to recognize you and the month to recognize you as well. So onward and upward, and we're here to support you. Thank you.